A warm welcome back to Spectacle Island for episode 2 with me, Mr. Sealy P. The logging on field 1 continues. I will do like we're doing now, a time lapse, I think, to clear some of it. I won't bore you with doing the whole lot, but a small musical interlude. Tell you what, I'm really enjoying the step deck trailer. It's working really well. I've managed to bring up the wheel loader with all 3 attachments. I did get a mulcher as well. Strapped down. As you've seen, I've cleared a load more logs, so I thought we'll bring up the well, all of it. Actually, you know what, I might need to go. I'm just trying to think. I need access to either side of that to unload, so I may have misjudged that turning. Let's swing out a bit wider. Those stumps don't help, do they? That will do. Stop there, ramps down, engine off, strap off, strap off, strap off there. Pop that in the middle for the time being. Strap that back down. Right, let's get that off. Not going to need the bucket yet. That's going to be for clearing a load of stuff in the yard, so I'll just move that over here for the time being. And we'll go down to the Barge area, and we'll grab the International in a little while to load some of these logs onto, but I want to tidy some of them up first. As you probably saw from the clip as well, I still, every now and again, don't do it all the time, but use the that objects hack. I suppose it's a hack, isn't it? Is that going to be stuck on there now as well? Come on, there we go. Get you out of the way. Yeah, by grabbing a log or something that's light enough to pick up, you can actually push much heavier objects. I did a video on it ages and ages ago. So sometimes if you haven't lined up your log piles very neatly, if you can use a smaller log, you can actually, you know, it's not perfect, but you can fairly easily move some things around. So, right, let's get that open. So this is the, he says, having done all that work and then driving into the Liebherr gear, the Liebherr 622 wheel loader. I'm using a lot of the equipment from that because I love it. Again, because it's got straps, you see, makes such a big difference. I can use the grab and grab a few bits, but with the straps like that, it doesn't like doing a lot of them, but you can grab a few. Let's get that down to the ground, and we're going to get that grab. Then straps, not going anywhere. Actually, I was going to check as well. I was going to try this pile, wasn't I? I can put some neater piles over here, out of the withered crop. Straps off. Good enough. I'm still trying to work out to get my mill loader up here. That's going to be a little bit trickier. Did I drop that one, or was that from earlier? Did that pop up out of the ground like magic? How peculiar. Pop that in there. Yeah, because the mill loader's big. When I've transported it before, I've used a low loader. The, what did I say, Goldhofer? Again, Goldhofer. And drive the, drop it down and drive the low loader on, or the mill loader on sideways. So rather than coming on from the back and driving on, you drive on from the side. So the tracks are sitting perpendicular to the, which is fine on fairly even ground. But the problem with that is, I don't think we'll get that up that slope. Well, it might do, maybe. It's just, I think it will bottom out. There's an NMC one as well knocking about that you can raise and lower, can't you, for rough terrain? I think. Are these can we pick these up? Maybe not. Oh yeah, hang on. Yes, we can. Nice. Jim's left us some logs. Good man. So, more tree cutting, more collecting, neat piles, and then we'll get the international up. We'll load a load on. We'll get a load down onto the ferry. Barge. I've got to keep calling it a barge. It's not. I mean, it's a ferry if we can take vehicles, which we're going to try. At least that's the plan. There are loads of different log grabs, log forks, all sorts of stuff you can use. For a long time I used manure forks because I just preferred the width of them. There's a set that you can adjust the width. I've used that before. I think I was on Washoe. Did I use it on Washoe? I'm trying to think when I used that one. A lot of times just finding something that you like that works well for you. I try and do the piles half and half. I try and have thick to thin, thin to thick, so the piles even out as you go. It's not always that easy to do, but you try your best, don't you? Oh, that was terrible. Was that from the ground? Let's try it again. It's a lot of thin ones on here. It's not like clearing a forested area because you've got, you know, some tall ones, some small ones, some medium ones, all kind of mixed in. So a lot of this first load is going to be a real mishmash of different stuff. Probably get to do some logging over at the forestry island. That'll be a different ball game then. And if they do that, like that just did, like I said, grab a small one. And you can give it a bit of a shove, and surprisingly, you can manipulate a lot of the larger logs with the small one. Anyway, I've got work to do. I'll see you in a little while. Let's clear some more, and let's get some loading done. Then once this is cleared, stump grinding, ploughing, prepping for seeding, and then I can move on to the next one and the next one. Once they're cleared, once they're done, that's it. Once you've got the trees out and the stumps out, it might be I'll get part way through and off doing a couple of loads, decide, you know what, I'm just going to use a stump grinder and let's not do the logging on the next one, let's just clear it. You know, it depends how you want to go about it. I just wanted to use the barge for a start. Where's all the piles? That's the only problem with the withering. Oh, that's the thing I was going to do as well, was check my weed setting. I wasn't intending doing weeds. I don't like them. They're too fickle for my liking. Oh. Didn't pick any up. I used the mill loader quite a lot on Homurkra. It was absolutely brilliant on there. Now, of course there is that question of, wouldn't it be easy just to get a timber runner and load the logs onto a timber runner and drive it by road? Yeah, maybe, but there's a barge, so why not use it? So I said I want to show the stuff that's on the map. It's something different and I want to have a go with it, so yeah. Stump grinding. And so, the mill loader arrives. Funny story. Not really. I tried on the low loader, wouldn't go on. I tried the Goldhofer, then put it on sideways, and that just kept rocking off. It never has done that before, which was really weird. After about the third attempt, I thought I'll save the game, I'll come out, I'll find a loader that it fits on. I thought the time it's going to take me to do all that, I'm just going to drive it up here. It only goes at 4 miles an hour, so it took quite a while. But as you can see, the field is clear. We managed to get all those trees cut down in under an hour with the Rottner. So I got into a bit of a rhythm, and then we didn't get clobbered for any extra money, which is great. Well, hold your horses. Let's open that up. Now, the thing with the mill loader, you can like it or loathe it. I love it. Like I said, I used it on Homurkra quite a lot. This can, and I think I'm probably going to replace the crane down at the dock, because it's big, it's hefty, it takes a load of stuff, and you may or may not know by now, I do like a tension strap. If you don't like logging, why make your life harder? Why make it more difficult? Why not just make it easy for yourself? Find something you like, find something that works, and use it. This is just phenomenal. So I've got 3 or 4 areas now. Now I can either tension strap straight away. When I do that, look, it takes up the whole pile. What I'm going to do, as I've just found, is go to the right a little bit, because that quite clearly was offset a little bit. I wasn't quite centered. So do it again. Strap again and lift. Right, now what I can do, I can close the grab if I want to, around that, release the straps, and bang, I've got them. And then put the straps back on again, so I've got a nice bundle ready to go. Now doing it that way, they can go a little bit all over the place. That's why I prefer to tension strap them first. I'll stick a pile over here. We've got that one pile over there, the pile that we're already here, left by the very kind Mr. Jim. Come on, crane. No. Open. There we go. He says, learn to the tension straps. So, I think what I will do, let's just close that a little bit and try and tie it up a little bit. I can do that with a loader, it's not a problem. So the next one, I'm not even gonna bother closing the grab. We'll just do it with the tension straps because it works. But like I say, if you saw me doing this on Homework Crate, you'll know how it works. It's slow, it's ponderous, but in all honesty, the amount of time it saves, it doesn't matter that it takes a little while to get where it's going. As you saw already using the smaller grab on the wheel loader, you can go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. There are wheel loader grabs, there's all sorts of stuff, but this is the one I like. Same thing again, it looks like most of the weight's the other way. You can see I'm offset already, can't you? Swing that, drop it, do it again. That's better. Loads level. So for loading up the lorry, when I bring the lorry up, this is brilliant. For loading any of the lorries up, it's absolutely fantastic. Or trains, or all those things. The log cranes are great, but unfortunately the physics of cranes, as we all know in game, is not fantastic. The crane arms don't always hold particularly well. Some of the bigger ones work all right. And of all the tension strap things I've used, this one doesn't seem to go as bonkers when you get a lot of logs in it. It can do, but not always, which is nice. So again, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go and get the last 2-3 piles. As you can see, I went round the outside. The mulcher on this ground ploughed automatically. I didn't even have anything switched on, and it was doing it, not that I mind. So all the areas where you can see the plough marks, that's where there were tree stumps. All the tree stumps should be gone. And then I went round the outside just to mark out where the edge of the field was, just for my own benefit. Once all the trees are off the field, I can then get ploughing. That's probably when I'm going to realise I've left a couple of stumps here and there. So I've left the grinder by the side of the field, and we can come back and do that. So what we'll be doing next is grabbing the International. I don't think I'm central on that either. Let's go that way a little bit. Swing it, drop it, boom, boom. Jobbed. Now I realise as well, and when I've used this before, of course I can be swinging it round, and I don't have to come straight on all the time. Obviously the quicker you swing it, the more aggressively the load will swing around. I do have that tendency of keeping everything level and just kind of arriving at the right angle, whereas I can come at it from any angle and just turn the entire assembly, but it's just a habit. I don't know why I do it. I can't explain it. So I'm deciding now what to do. We'll see what we get off this log-wise. I don't think as far as money goes we're going to earn a huge amount, but we're going to clear the field. So my decision's going to be, when we do settle this off the barge, if we make a lot of money and we do really well off of this, then I'll probably do the same on the other 2 fields we've got that have got trees in. If we don't, I'll probably just mulch those. I'll just clear the trees, and then we can plough and we can crack on with whatever we're going to do. Yeah. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I need to clear the land before I can do any work. And I wanted to clear the land. Like I said in episode 1, I could have just gone up to the post, cut it, removed all the trees, and could have got straight on with farming. But I didn't want to. Time's getting on. Nearly 20 past 4. I was just over here in the corner of the field, just having a look to see if there's there is a shortcut. Of course there is. Yeah. For the mill loader, I'm wondering actually whether if I go out the corner of the field there and just round out towards the windmill, down onto the beach. along to there rather than up through the yard. It's probably quicker going up through the yards, in all honesty. And the same for the international. Actually, what I will do, probably should do that with ropes and harness, but you know. Now, if I recall correctly, the barge needs refueling. So when we leave, we need to stop here and refuel. Otherwise, we won't make it. And the barge is fairly slow. It's going to take us a while to get there. We should get a fair amount of logs on there. Now, like I say, the cranes, if those cranes had the same tension straps that the mill loader's got, it's a no-brainer. Absolutely a no-brainer. But now I'm looking to see the gap. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose the other thing I could do is bring the barge round, refuel it, and put it like here against the edge, and then maybe use the mill loader to load onto it. I mean, I could try with the crane. I just know I'm not very good with them. That's just my own, you know, my own foibles. Right, we don't have a rear trailer hitch on this. Now this we can re-outfit this. We can have this log back. It does have straps, doesn't it? Yep. It's the log back it should do. We can have this, we can have a 43 or 45,000 litre container, and we can have a flatbed. I'm sure does this have an update? I'm sure when this first came out it sounded, the engine sounded, I say better, different. Again, I suppose this is going to be the one that got away series. It's going through the mod hub and looking for stuff, thinking, oh, I didn't use that one, and oh, I really wanted to use that, and oh, that's pretty cool. And just it's a random assortment of gear and equipment and stuff to use because I never got a chance to, or you know, I mean, I could have done, but I didn't. So it's like, yeah, that's cool. I think 8 meters might be a little bit overhang. Might be okay. Let's see how we get on with this. It's by no means going to be perfect. I know for those logging purists out there that spend every waking moment loading logs onto trailers, this will not be pleasant to watch. That's why I'm using the straps. He says, that's interesting. The straps haven't gone around that, but they have lifted. That's odd. Okay. Are we having a strap issue? I'll put these on for, actually, you know what, they looked like they were going to be okay, but that was an optical illusion. This trailer needs 6s, not 4, maybe even 5s. That overhang's going to be way too much, isn't it? Ooh. Maybe I did need a timber runner after all. Stop swinging. Now if I can set them down like that and get a strap that end, there's something wrong with these logs. It could just be those particular ones. Oh, let's see, we'll put the next load on. The speed! Now what I might have to do is come to the edge here because I don't want to grab too many. Just drag a load out. I will win no awards for my, yeah. For my speed of loading. It's actually going to take a few loads, isn't it? A lot more than I thought it was going to. This lorry is a lot smaller than I thought as well. It's funny on the scale of things, isn't it? You walk up next to a lorry and you think, yeah, okay, brilliant, that's got a nice size back on it, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Then you bring the mill loader up next to it and go, oh. Then you stick it in the gate of a fairly large field and all of a sudden it seems absolutely tiny. I was helping my eldest daughter the other day. She moved out, probably a couple of months now, something like that, with her boyfriend, and he's a YouTuber, far more successful YouTuber than I am, and he wanted to get a new TV not for gaming or anything, just for viewing pleasure. Fairly large one. So I asked if I could go with him and fit it into our car, which I said, of course I can, because I'm a helpful kind of guy. And we've got a Vauxhall Zafira, which I'll be honest with you is a cavern. It's got so much more room in it than I ever thought it would have. Well, we got where we were going. And, you know, when you're in the store, you look at stuff and you think, oh, that's not too bad. Oh, yeah, I think it was just those bottom ones, you know. That will hold on now. Brilliant. Yeah, so we got to the store and, put it on the trolley and, being in the store's massive. It was our, can I do free advertising? It was our local Costco. And, it was fine till we got to the car. My cavern of a car suddenly looked tiny. I tell you what, it only just fit in. We only just got it. Wow, it was, so yeah, that kind of scales of, oh blimey, what have we just done? I'll get some more on here, I think. Don't know how many more. Let's go with that. Drag that load out. Oh, that doesn't seem too happy. Now, do I come off the other side? This is severely overloading this lorry now, so, and I don't think the crane is going to like this at all. Yeah, I mean, I've got almost half the length of the logs extending over the back of the lorry. That's not good. Maybe we do need a timber runner, you know, just to get down to the docks, and then the thing about it is, once we've cleared all the trees over here, I do still want to use the barge. I want to try some vehicles and stuff on it. But if we start doing logging over at the forestry island, which is where the sawmill is, you wouldn't use the barge then, because the sawmill's right next to, right next to where the forestry bit is. I think what I might do is spin that a little bit. Actually, no. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Is that obvious? If I put them down, just worried of the whole lot. Why is that not sitting flat? They're going to fall off, aren't they? What's happened to that end? And if I readjust the straps really quickly, ready? I think we caught everything. Oh, one fell off. We lost one. That's too many logs for that. Anyway, let's get that going. I will try with the logging crane. What I will do is try with the logging crane off camera. If it works, I'll record it and you'll see it. If it doesn't, we'll take the mill loader down to unload. Let's see what a little beastie this is. It copes right with the hills. I'm just worried about it tipping over, so I'm going to take it nice and steadily on the turns. I've got there, no problem at all. Thought it might struggle a bit. Yard's looking all right. The bucket's up here now for clearing the yard. I used the Land Rover to bring up the new, I did mention it, I got rid of the horse fertilizer spreader, and I got this one, the Agro Taurus Robust. That was by AFModding Group. There was a whole load of people involved in that. That's 30,000 litres. It will do fertiliser, it will do lime, and it will do muck manure. So I thought, you know what, it's a bit more versatile, holds a load more. Why not? Spreads out to 36 metres for fertiliser, 20 metres for manure and lime. So lime's free here on Spectacle Island as well, so we can go and get a load of that. There is a modded trailer actually in here as well that Jim put in. A crumper trailer. Crumper. So I think I will grab one of those at some point. I really do like this cab over. I like that old International. Oh, it's a really nice looking lorry. Truck. Great sounds. I just know I'm going to make a real mess here. So as soon as I undo these straps, these are going to go flying, aren't they? You know what you need? What we need? Just a little bit of a ramp, just a lip here, so you could drive on. But there is that timber runner trailer by, is it Blacksheep the one that tips to the side? Was it Blacksheep? But anyway, it tips. Might be Vanquish 081. So you could back it up and then tip it to the side, and everything could. That would be absolutely perfect. Problem is, it won't let you landscape here, so you can't even put a little lip in. But that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But I suppose then that's the whole point of having the crane here. Right, I'm going to go. Like I say, you may see this, you may not. This is the last load. You know what? They haven't all been pretty, but I've done them all with the gantry crane. It is so much easier to do in cab because the controls they're just more intuitive. Things whenever I've tried to do this before on any gantry cranes, whether it's loading trains, whether it's there's a placeable one you can put wherever you like. I've always tried to go for an interesting camera angle and that kind of thing. And the problem is, well, as soon as you come out of cab, it's not as intuitive. I think we might be there. Let's grab that and up. So much easier. I was so worried about using this. And I thought, I'll have to bring the mill loader down. The International has been absolutely fantastic. No problem at all with those loads. I'll take that, put that side of thing. But again, what we were saying earlier is fascinating that. Open that up. Whoa, let me just move the barge. Whoops. Yeah, it's fascinating that those three loads, and there was a lot of lumber on the barge. It looks like there's nothing on here. There's so much room. We could get way more on here. Can I get a better angle on that? Not really. Yeah, so much more space. You could properly load this up. So we're going to fill it up with fuel. I think with that. Let's close that. I'm trying to do it and not hit the lorry, but it hasn't been that easy, as you can imagine. But it's all on. We are at nearly 5:30. The light is starting to go. So I want to try and get over there. Now, I'm assuming the unload process is as simple as pulling into the thing on the barge and then going over to there's this little side icon like you normally get at sawmills that should, he says, should allow me. Will that grab both of those? It might do, Not particularly well, but it might have grabbed the second one. That's a bit of luck, isn't it? So it should just be a case of pulling the barge in and then clicking on it to sell at the sawmill. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So let's raise that up. Bring it that way. Close that. So we'll bring up a bit higher. Where are the steps? I don't need to be at the steps to get out, but it just makes more sense. And there we are. Let's move the International out of the way. And let's get this done. Hop on. Start it up. Straps on. Yeah, I mean, you think if you did... I did 8s, and I didn't really put them right to the end. Had I overhung them at the far end, you could get 2 stacks of 8s on this, and you can go right. You can go right up to the side. I mean, you can get so much lumber on this. Like I said, this is not the fastest bit of kit out there. Oh, it doesn't seem too bad. We need to turning's a bit cumbersome. Cumbersome's not the wrong word, isn't it? What's the word? Don't say grease. I know you're thinking it. You see the prop under the water, the prop and the rudder going. It's stuff like this. Like I said, I wanted to do this because this is brilliant. Would it be quicker by lorry? Probably. So we should now, L3, we are filling up. Now, as I mentioned when I did the map tour and stuff, if you run this aground, that you've had it, you need to try and push it back into the water, because this and the fishing boat you can drive as well, you can't reset them. So if you run it aground or get stuck anywhere, you're going to have real problems. You can have a really bad day, and that's the last thing you want. Can I do first person? Oh yeah. It's going at a fair speed. We've got bit of a way to go, but actually let's check the map. No, let's check the map. Still doing it. What, we're 2.5 years in. We need to go up here, round out that way, and round to there. We can also transport things and sell them up here at the boat unloading station, which is pretty cool. So we can use this for various different things. I think we might do at some point. We'll move some other stuff. Jim did say to me that he's hoping to, in an update, he tries as best as he can when he does updates not to require a new save game, because he like everyone else, like all other modders, realise that can be really awkward and inconvenient, and especially depends how far sort of down the rabbit hole on a let's play or a story or a map you are. They try to avoid it if they can. Sometimes it's just you have to, otherwise the things they've changed won't come into effect. But he was talking about the fishing boat and making the fishing boat take grains and stuff, so you can unload into the cargo hold and then take it and sell. Whether he will or it's a boat. I'm supposed to be driving deeply into the water. So anyway, that's not taking as long as I thought it was going to. We're going to the bridge. It's under the bridge, isn't it? Under the bridge, round to the left. So that island there in front of us is all forest. So that's your forestry island. That island there's got a load more fields on, which I want to start buying up. The island further over to the right of that white bridge, that's the one that's got a lot of the main sell points on. That's got the gold mine on. It's got there's a load of people's accommodations and stuff like that. That's where a lot of the propane and fuel sell points are. So we'll be at some point delivering out to the locals. We've got a tanker. Yeah, I've got a tanker. Yeah, we've got a tanker. So we'll go to the fuel depot. We'll do a few fuel and propane runs here and there. We'll make sure we go to the right places to do those. Do a load with the animals. There's a whole load of stuff we can do, which will be absolutely brilliant. Fingers crossed on this. Please, please, please work. Who would have thunk it? So yeah, the other thing's going to be to put a vehicle on. I want to do that. We'll try that at some point and transport a vehicle. Now, obviously, we're only going to be able to go between... I wonder if we can put alongside that little dock area over there. Yeah, maybe we could deliver. I don't know how shallow it is. I don't want to try that yet. So I really do not want to get this stuck. But we could transport a vehicle. Again, do we need to? You can drive a vehicle around the islands. No, of course you can't. Don't. But do you want to? Of course you do. Why would you not? It's nice, leisurely. Those logs are not fidgeting as much as I thought. I mean, there's a little bit of movement there from some of them, but considering how many logs there are, you think about log trailers, and sometimes you start filling those up. You can get a bit of frame rate drop. They start jiggling around. They don't like it at all. That's a lot of logs on there, and it seems like, and this could and should take a lot more. It'd be interesting to see this thing fully loaded. It's like absolutely stacked to the rafters. Now, I don't think the crane works at the sawmill. I mean, not there's any other sell point to take these to, so loading this up, filling it up from the island onto the barge just to sell at the sell point at the sawmill seems a bit counterproductive. But it would be interesting to see it fully loaded. And how much would you get for I mean, maybe we'll do that as a challenge. One of our challenges will be to fully load this up. I mean, like right up to the red markers, front and back, 2 great big stacks, and we'll see how much money we make from it. I honestly at this point don't know how much money we're going to make from this. It's like a lot of the things when you start on a new map and that kind of thing. It could either be absolutely blow your mind, wow, that was amazing, way more than I thought, or you're going to go, oh, all that work. I mean, say all that work, it didn't seem as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, that once I got the hang of the loading crane, the gantry crane, that was no problem at all. It was the same as when I was using the Rotner in yesterday's episode. When you first start using it and your mind's getting your head around the controls again of a vehicle you haven't used very often or whatever it is, you start wondering, this is going to require refueling quite a lot, I'm thinking. We've almost used quarter of a tank already. Now, I didn't turn that quite as well as I could have. Come on, back up, back up, back up, back up. There we go. Got a little bit of drift there. Why am I not going forward? There we go. Nope, still not. Let's try that. Just bump it in off the sides. And we're in. Right to the end. Engine off. Straps off. Whoa. That popped. Let's jump off the dock. Like I say, that crane doesn't work. You can't go up the ladder. Oh, there's not even a set of steps for that one. So it should be a case of just going up here. An L3. Actually, that was 3 fairly big loads, but 82 grand, nearly 83 grand. That's all right. I'll take that. Another thing I am aware of, because I know where they are, because I went round looking for everything. There's a gold bar in here as well. Just there. We'll come back and we'll grab that at a later date. And with that, we have come to the end of the episode. Field 1 is now clear. I can now, in the next episode, get out there. We'll get that ploughed. We'll get it fertilised. We'll get something in the ground to start growing. So we can get something on the go. I'll then move to Field 2 to Field 3. Actually, at that price, I might actually cut the trees down, you know. Although keeping hold of that Rotner, I'm going to get charged a fair bit. I mean, we covered the cost of leasing the Rotner, no problem at all, and made a bit of profit on top. And in all honesty, like I said, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought it'd take a lot longer. Now, my thought of bringing a vehicle over here could be stymied a little bit because these are here. I mean, possibly, I don't know if we can unload it off an end, or maybe we could just pull up. Yeah, we could pull up along the dockside there, maybe. So what I'm going to do now, take this back. Probably refuel when I get back there. Just went over a little speed bump there. Yeah, we could pull alongside the dock here, couldn't we, I guess? Come on, turn a bit tighter. I don't know if that rudder is moving, is it? I thought it was. Oh, we're turning, that's the main thing. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.